I don't really know if FPS games are made for me anymore. At least multiplayer ones. And I don't think we're going to get a good or great multiplayer FPS game anytime soon. At least not from the AAA space. Arrowhead Games has this motto: a game for everyone is a game for no one. And you can see in their behind the scenes videos, they ask themselves, why should we make this game in the first place? Who is it for? And the big one, what do players actually want? And even though Helldivers 2 has gone through a bunch the last few weeks, I think it's evident in the game design that they typically are able to land on those design pillars, building for what the players want and making sure that it is a game for a specific type of gamer, not a game for everyone. Because that quote really does resonate with me. I've played Titanfall 2 for a long time, since the initial release. Love the game, and it's why we still cover it and play it here on the channel. But I was thinking about it when I was playing this last week. Why do I not like FPS games like I used to? Well, I don't get the same enjoyment out of multiplayer FPS games as I did from, let's say, 2004 onward. Halo 2, all the way up until, I want to say, like 2017, 2018. That really is the mark in my mind where something shifted. And for years, I thought there was something wrong with me. Like, I just didn't get it. I didn't understand the BR craze. Maybe I just wasn't hip. I was falling out of things. But looking back now, I don't think that is the case. Because 2018, something huge shifted. Of course, April, the hype for Fortnite was at its highest level ever. You can see on Google Trends. It just was immense. And when publishers, these gigantic AAA publishers, started buying up all of the studios, they started shifting the focus for these FPS games. They went, okay, Titanfall 2, definitely a good game, but not a game for everyone. And I can attest to this. I've talked about it on the channel for years. Titanfall 2 is not a game for everyone. It is for a very specific subset of FPS players. And those players, the ones who it resonates with, love this game. It is why they kept it alive. That's why people still play it. Huge skill ceiling, incredible movement tech, and such an amazing sandbox. The players loved it so much, they made their own custom game client to play it for years. When Respawn just turned a cold shoulder, let their servers be destroyed by DDoSers and hackers, the community cared so much they made a way to play the game. It is not a game that resonated with everyone, though. It is hard, it's tough to pick up, and it's why people view it as not that sticky. Mohamed Alavi talked about when they were developing Titanfall 3 stuff. The playtest for Titanfall 3, like the working prototype, had so many less players on the Respawn team trying it than those checking out the Apex, playtest version that they had going at the time. So then you have the big publishers going, okay, well, we need to make a game for everyone. Because a game for everyone means more money for us, am I right? And wouldn't you know it, here come a bunch of Battle Royale games. I mean, do you guys remember how ridiculous it was for a period of time? You had Apex and Firestorm, Fallout 76's Nuclear Winter mode, even Path of Exile did for April Fools a Battle Royale mode. There was Ring of Elysium. You had Radical Heights and Blackout. The list goes on and on. And some of those are great games, okay? Like, this isn't to pick on Apex. I have hundreds of hours in Apex. I loved the first little bit of Apex, first few years. Don't really play it anymore. But I can definitely tell you as a Titanfall player, I'm disappointed that they didn't continue with a game for that audience. A lot of Titanfall 2 players don't resonate with Apex. It's stripped away that unique movement tech, the jump jets, the wall running, the momentum system. Yeah, there's elements of it, but it is so different, and it's clearly designed to reach a wider group of players. And good for them, they had tons of success. But I'm telling you, along the way, we have lost so much. Going back to the Arrowhead Games quote, what do players actually want? I can guarantee you that players do not want huge monetization, the removal of social features, engagement optimized matchmaking, patents for matchmaking that put cool items and skins in your lobby so you have FOMO. None of that is player first. Rather, that's what does the publisher want. these big pubs are pushing for live service and huge monetization, which at the core, that's not what players want. We want fun, incredible experiences. And with the general state the industry is in, I do not think the AAA space for FPS multiplayer games is going to shift anytime soon. BattleBit is a great example. Battlefield has continued to take away the things that make it unique, special, and the really appealing factors that drove that initial Battlefield audience. Instead of how do we honor the community, they're more about how do we get more people in this community? How do we get the people who aren't playing the game? And in a lot of ways, they sacrifice the community that they do have. BattleBit was made by 3 people, and it delivered a better Battlefield experience than games that were built by teams of hundreds. In fact, I'm pretty confident if BattleBit had the visual quality of a 2042, a Battlefield 4, a Battlefield 3 even, it would have been a remarkably more successful game. And it was huge, okay? There's still a dedicated community playing it, but it delivered on the gameplay elements that Battlefield players wanted, a nice balance between slightly mil-sim and that traditional arcade-style shooter. This is why when I look back from that 2017-18 era, I do believe developers were more focused on trying to make something fun first for a specific type of player, rather than a big focus grouped game that ends up just being bland. And ultimately why, if you look at a lot of the current FPS streamer landscape, most are just clamoring for something new, something original, and something just good. That's why I'm really hopeful for Splitgate 2. Games that aren't tied at the hip to these gigantic publishers and who can develop a game that is unique and is fun. You know, the rumor is at the Xbox Showcase, we're going to see a new Doom title revealed. That's going to be great. And so to end it on a positive note, there are some really great FPS games to go and check out. BattleBit if you hadn't. Titanfall 2 is like about 6K peak concurrent players daily, at least on Steam. Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, so great. Half-Life 1 and 2 if you've never played them. Halo CE, Halo 2, Halo 3, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. Heck, Battlefield 1 is just fantastic. Even Battlefield 5 is doing well. Go back and play Borderlands 2 if you've got some friends. Check out Metro Exodus or Stalker, like Gamma, Anomaly. I still love Splitgate, but the player base is just not there anymore, unfortunately. I do feel actually pretty positive, even though we may not get anything in the interim, there is disruption happening right now in the space. The BattleBits, those kind of games, are showing the success of player-first focused games. Helldivers 2 is doing that. We're starting to get this new momentum and wave for games that are prioritizing the player and not designing something that just fits the bill for every possible player. It'll take time, but again, I think we are on the verge of some good things coming. It's going to start with the indies and the smaller studios, and hopefully will then make their way into the bigger publisher space. Let me know what you think about all this down in the comments below. I want to say thank you for watching. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you again next time.